Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from Skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. Happy Friday.
Welcome back to our Top 5 Fridays ski industry news videos. Bob and I spent the early part of the week out in Alta, Utah.
Let the discussion begin.
I get hung up on that first A in the name all the time. Huge thank you to Solomon. It was fantastic. We had a blast. It truly is like an amazing, magical place out there. It just seems like it keeps snowing.
Yeah, and it just seems like the place was just destined to be
a ski area. Yeah. I know. Yeah, you made some comment when we were out there, like, how is this place not purpose-built?
Right.
Like, how did nature just evolve into this perfect skiing paradise?
Yeah.
If you haven't been there, I would encourage a trip.
And they just put it, it's a couple quads, a double.
Yeah,
and
pretty simple.
And a six-pack for the beginner area. It's a simple lift setup, but you can access just so much stuff.
Yeah, very, very cool. So we put up the day one recap of that trip yesterday. We will have day two for you on Monday of next week. Somebody in the comments on the day one video was like, boy, this couldn't be any better unless you had another foot of snow, which, spoiler alert.
It happened.
That's basically what happened for day two. So yeah, really excited to put that together and share it with all of you. Bob, anything else before we get into the news?
No, like the written section of that I did is more of like a journal style through the day. So you can read it as well as watch it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the video is too.
Yeah.
You could read while you watch if you really want to. Although the video is like half an hour long, you could probably read that 10 times.
I made my kids watch it last night, and about 20-minute mark, they wanted to go back to watching America's Funniest Home Videos, which is like their new favorite show. I'm like, I guess this isn't our target audience, but
9 and 11-year-old girls.
Yeah.
I would say that's not our target audience.
Yeah, they want to go back to funny cat videos.
They just don't buy many skis.
No, they don't. Oh, well.
You should give them more money to buy more skis, Bob. So anyways, we'll get right into the week's industry news with that all said. First up, the FIS World Cup season has come to a close. Just a few kind of highlights of the final results here to share with you. In the women's downhill, Lauren Masuga was 14th. Jacqueline Wiles picked up 13th. And then for the men in Super G, we had a strong 11th place finish from Jared Goldberg, and then Ryan Cochran-Siegel slotted in 20th. And, you know, we could have had some more exciting results for the U.S. team in this last stop, but I would say overall it was a very positive and very successful ski season.
Yep.
So congratulations to all of those racers, and as always, already looking ahead to next year.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed ski racing. It's fun. It's fun to watch. And then kind of some more FIS World Cup ski racing news. We've got some schedule changes. So first, that Zermatt Cervenia race has been canceled. It was canceled in 2022. This past season, it was delayed a week and then canceled again. Bob, if you remember, they were receiving some backlash for the kind of snow harvesting efforts.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
That was a mess.
Yep. So that has been kind of fully axed from the schedule. And then similar report here, the Norwegian Ski Federation has submitted a report to the FIS with suggestions of creating a more climate-friendly schedule. This is composed of 11 specific measures. The two largest concepts here are the reduction of greenhouse gases and an adjustment to the schedule to account for the changing or shifting ski season or climate. One thing that I thought was particularly interesting is that they would like to hold all North American events in a single grouping in the early parts of the season for a couple reasons. I think we have slightly more consistent snowpack that time of year. Mm-hmm. You know, just like the fact that Killington can successfully hold an event in late November.
Yeah.
Like, there's something to be said about that. And also it would reduce the amount of
travel.
I was transatlantic. That's the word I was looking for. Or trans-Pacific, maybe. I would guess most of it is over the Atlantic.
I mean, it makes sense to do that. That doesn't seem like a huge ask. Like, let's
No, I think that makes a lot of sense.
compartmentalize these events.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty interesting to see what comes out of that. It's kind of bummer that first race was canceled because super cool concept.
Yeah, the idea was
Crossing
great.
two countries.
Yep.
Oh well.
They didn't say it's off forever. They're going to try again.
Well, we'll have to wait another calendar year.
Yeah.
Anyways, it'll be interesting. I'm just more interested in if we got some more robust schedule changes, like they're kind of alluding to here. And then third topic of the week, we do want to highlight the final Freeride World Tour stop of the season. They were in Verbier, as they pretty much always end in Verbier. Hedvig Vessel took the win for the women and the overall win for the season. Likely her last season. I think it's fair to say that experience paid off for the veteran competitor.
What is she, like 24?
I don't know.
I don't know how old these people are.
I think she's older than that. Yeah. But no, huge congratulations to her. And then on the men's side, Marcus Goguen took the win at Verbier with some incredible skiing. I believe you were watching his run before we started filming. And then Max Hitzig secured the overall win with a second place finish in Verbier. Big shout out to Finn Ballou, who was third in the event. Some very stylish skiing, nice 360 over, what is it, the Hollywood Cliff?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
So very, very cool. And then also shout out to Ben Richards, who got third overall with a fifth in the Verbier event. Last topic of the week here, Bob. The Colorado Sun has an interesting report on a slow season for outdoor gear sales. Certainly not news to me. Maybe it's news to those of you watching the show. But yeah, across the board, sales in the outdoor sports world have been steadily down, I'd say, over the past year.
Yeah.
I think kind of you see it a little bit more on the bike side or summer side, like kayaks too. I'm a whitewater kayaker, for those who might not know, and it's pretty interesting just the ebbs and flow of those industries. And this report ports to a few things. One of which that I thought was particularly interesting was the growing pinch point of housing in mountain towns, causing some shops to close, but maybe not for the reasons that you're thinking. Mountain Outfitters in Breck in particular cited being a quote-unquote locals shop, but with fewer and fewer locals, their business declined.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's less people, it's just different people.
Right.
With different buying habits. And then a big part of it was the pandemic, which basically created like a massive surge in demand for outdoor equipment, which then created a bit of a, ripple effect or a bubble where if you bought, say, a mountain bike in 2020 or 2021, you probably still have that mountain bike.
Right.
And you don't need another one.
And it's a fine mountain bike.
It's exactly just creating ebbs and flows. So pretty interesting. I would say on the ski side, having somewhat of a slower snow season in certain areas of the country didn't help either.
Yeah, and it's hard kind of talking to people that are in Boston and New York that really just haven't gotten snow there to even consider that there's like that the skiing here in Vermont is totally fine. Yeah. It's just that visual optic is, just kind of shuts your brain off from buying $1,000 pair of skis.
Totally. And it's tough. But, if you look at the data, particularly the snowpack data on the mountain here at Stowe, this was a very average, if not slightly above average season. Yeah. But yeah, you would never know it if you live in a different part of New England.
Even Burlington. Like
totally.
There's just no snow in Burlington.
Exactly.
40 minutes away.
It's interesting. And if you're interested in learning more about this, head on over to the report from Colorado Sun. And yeah, nothing drastic.
Right. Just a slower year with a bunch of factors involved.
It's kind of just how any industry works. Like nothing ever just grows indefinitely. Right. You have those ebbs and flows. So anyways, lastly, we have our edits of the week. So first up, we have Teton Brown knifing turns on a 60-degree slope at Jackson Hole. This was pretty cool. I really liked the start of this run. He was like, it's just a simple air.
Right, into a 60-degree area.
60-degree slope, which nothing about that sounds simple to me. And then this was not simple either. We have Noah Gaffney double backflipping at Palisades Tahoe, and you get to kind of go through the struggle of putting that to his feet along with him or through his point of view, which just looked aggressive.
Right, like 3 attempts, like pretty hard landings.
Yeah, a couple good back slaps.
Yeah, and like, so basically 6 backflips to land.
Hey, great point, Bob.
My math is good.
And then we have the full recap of the Verbier Freeride World Tour stop. If you haven't seen that, I would encourage you to at least go through and kind of watch some of the highlight runs. And I don't know, it's always nice to like watch 2 or 3 runs from each group, the men and women skiers and men and women snowboarders, because I find it interesting to see how different people kind of view the mountain and how you use it to your advantage.
Yeah, and then when they like draw the line that they take, I think that's an interesting thing to watch.
The line is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would yours be?
Very meandering. Lots of lateral movements.
Traverse here.
Avoiding the cliffs there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little spread eagle over there somewhere.
Little jumps.
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll look for you next season on the Freeride World Tour. I'm excited to see your strategy put in place.
My big squiggle.
Yeah. And then we also have some hot seat highlights from Verbier. So that's it. Pretty quick Top 5 Fridays. Gosh, next week will be April. Stowe extended their season a week.
Yeah, like I'm surprised that wasn't topic number 1. That was very recent news, though.
So glad you brought that up, Bob, because I raised this question to our esteemed colleague, Matt McGinnis, and asked him whether his younger, more park-oriented self would be disappointed that there were 5 written paragraphs about the Freeride World Tour and no mention of the ongoing Slush Cup and the land holding drama.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. I was just getting into it as well.
Yeah, so that's a bonus topic that you get from me. We are all but finished the Slush Cup Grand Valira, and I think it has been very, very entertaining. There have been a lot of opinions about Noah Albaladejo's strategy, particularly in his safety grab land holding trick calls, which I don't know. I don't have strong feelings either way. It's very impressive skiing.
Yeah, and like I was saying, it's not a physical limitation that these other participants don't have. It's a mental thing. It's a skill thing.
Totally.
So yeah, you can use that if it's in your bag.
Yep. I also, I think he's impressively defended himself well against some high-level trick calls from other skiers.
Yep.
I suppose, he's, spoiler alert, pause if you want to, he is in the final game, which hasn't been released yet. Hypothetically, say he had one more letter to get on his competitor in the final game. I think it would be cool if he did it without that call, just to kind of silence some of the skeptics.
You're going to say that with $10,000 on the line?
I don't think I don't remember it. I don't think it might not actually be $10,000, but
there's prize money involved.
Yeah, I just, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
And I think the park skiing community would respect that greatly.
All right.
So that's my bonus topic of the week. If you have no idea what I'm talking about or you think park skiing's silly, I apologize for wasting your time. But I think it's very, very entertaining. I think Slush in general is undoubtedly part of the future of park skiing. It's really cool to watch.
I like how it elevates both parties.
100%.
That's my favorite part.
Yep, and my favorite games are when both athletes end up doing something that they've never done before.
Yep.
I think those are always the most fun to watch.
Yeah.
So anyways, hope you all have a fantastic weekend, whether you're still getting fresh snow like out in Alta or whether you're going to be skiing some spring conditions like us here in Stowe. Although some snow in the forecast next week.
Keep it coming.
Yeah. So hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.